Welcome to Unfiltered Fridays, 5 minutes of inspiration for your business, always focused on mindset, strategy, and giving you something to think about that changes your day, your evening, your weekend, your week. Today is a really timely one because we're going into the new year and I think people are starting to maybe think about resolutions. Maybe not. Maybe you're just kind of thinking about the holidays, pausing, stopping, getting off social media, deleting it. Maybe you're done. But if you are thinking about it, one of the big ones that I really want to have you consider is this idea of perfectly imperfect, of just doing the thing in the least refined, whatever way to just get it out there. I talked about this a little bit in our last Friday's episode, but I think it's even more relevant now because I want to share with you two stories. I used to work as an assistant to an author, and we did interviews, and we were interviewing very top people in the tech industry, in government, in the US, like all over. And when we did these interviews, I remember one which was with a very top tech entrepreneur. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't align with his values anymore, but I think the advice is sound. And he had said that their goal in creating their very first company, which is a leading one today, was that they wanted to just get the first iteration out there. That it was about iterating. It was about getting the least developed but effective functioning thing out there and then continuing to refine. This is something they are amazing at in the tech space, but something we struggle with in other areas of business, especially if you are a coach or if you are the personal brand for your company. The idea of putting something out there that isn't good, that's not just not perfect, but isn't good, is really daunting for us because it reflects back on us, or so we think. But in that conversation, I remember thinking how powerful it was to create something in combination, in collaboration with your users, your audience. So you get the minimum viable thing out there. But as you're doing it then, as you refine it, you're getting input from the people you serve, and it makes it even better. So I would encourage you to do the imperfect, to get the very least, just whatever version out there, because no one's going to find it years later. You know, there's so many huge business personalities now that have perfect websites, perfect podcasts. If you scroll back 10 years ago, you would be shocked at how poorly they're made, like websites that look like 5-year-olds did them. We've all been there. So I want you to think about that. Now, second story, even with that, as I'm talking with you now here, I like to record these in advance. I don't like doing it last minute, but sometimes it happens. As I'm recording this, there's downstairs in the plaza a guy singing live, and he's invited a stag do, or a group of bachelor people to sing horribly off key. And I had the choice to not do this and to try another week. But reality is like, that is when I can do it is now. And if you hear some horrible off-key singing, I'm sorry, it's only 5 minutes. But it's this idea of get it out there. Just get it out there. And I say this advice as someone who is constantly obsessed with the perfection of stuff and always has to remind myself about this. But I do often think about it. Is it good enough to just function? Is it good enough to just get the message out there? Is it okay enough to just kind of put me in the direction I need to go? It applies to everything you do, every single thing. It's not just about overcoming this fear of failure or it not being perfect or the judgment. It's also this idea of, like I said last week, do it ugly. Just get it out there. Because you're going to find that it will get better, refine as you go. And the scariest thing is not actually the failure itself. It's not actually the judgment itself. It's what you're imagining in your mind. Because what you think people are going to say about you, what you think people will think about you, what you think they'll think about your products or your business is always so much worse than in real life what happens. So do it. Iterate, and you will find that you go so much further, not just for the next year, but always. I hope this inspired with you. If it did, please share with another entrepreneur in your life. Everybody has 5 minutes. Everyone can get inspired this quickly. And I'll see you in the next one.